Alright guys, I'm going to record how to do a translation tessellation. First thing I want to do is create a square with my polygon tool. Make sure that every edge has a length of 4 and then connect it back at the end. Next, what I'm going to do is take the top segment, right click it, and I want to undo show object. And what I'm going to do is replace it with a series of line segments, or you can also do semicircles. And then I'm going to change just one thing really quick. Cool. Then what I'm going to do is I want to translate all of this down 4 so it replaces this. So I'm going to hide this, right click it, undo show object. Then I'm going to make my vector and have the vector go down 4. It'll kind of snap into place. Then what I do is tell that I want to translate by vector. So that's my operations. I highlight all of these points. I translate all those points and segments and semicircles by this vector, and ta-da, look at that. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing for the left side. Undo show object and connect those with segments and lines. Good. Now I want to move all of these points 4 to the right so they match up over here. So I'm going to erase this, right click it, undo show object. Then next I have to make my vector showing how far it goes. It's going that far. Translate by vector. All those points going this far on the vector. Alright, so, and I look at this and I make sure that everything looks fine. Now I can move these points around either on the top or on the left. Now let's just say that we had some overlap right here. I'd have to move this point up and away from it, so there's no more overlap. Last thing I'm going to do is just right click on the quadrilateral. I don't need to see the object anymore, so get rid of that shaded in area. And now what I'm going to do is take this whole shape and translate it by each of those vectors. I'm going to do it again, translate this whole shape by this vector going down 4, and it does for me. Now, what I'm going to have to do is translate all of these down 8 and then also translate it all right 8. So I'm going to make so that it travels so that this point goes all the way down to this point E goes all the way down to this. That has a length of 8. So I'm going to make some vectors that have a length of 8. Now, what I forgot to do, going back, is undo some stuff, make my Word document. Good. So I'm showing the first translation. I'm going to grab my snipping tool, hit new, move this out of the way, snip. Good. Go to my document and paste it. Showing the first translation. Then I go back. Let me go forward here. Good. And let me snip this. showing that I translated it that far over, this edge to this edge, paste it. If I had time, I'd write a little blurb next to it to show what I did. Then I translated the whole thing over 4. Then I have to translate the whole thing down 4. Translate my vector, whole thing, by this vector. There we go. And I will show that I translated by that vector, paste it. What you guys need to know, though, is that besides hiding the original quadrilateral and the edges, I'm not touching any of these points yet. I'm going to make sure that they're all done at the same time. So now I have to translate the whole thing to the right 8 and left 8. So let me make my vectors here to there, and then also there to there, and let me translate everything by each of those vectors. Let me translate it to the right, and then I'm going to translate all of this down 8. Good, I have 16 so far. Patterns. If I scroll out, you'll see. I want 20 to 30, maybe 32. Now, if I do it, if I double its length, basically it would have to go down 16. So I'll go from positive 4 to negative 12. That will be my new vector. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So 16 down, and I will translate all of those points that far down. Click that vector. It's going to take a second. And this is what makes it tough. Now I have all my points. And this is where it starts lagging. So you just sit here and wait for it to respond. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should just be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Now the last thing you want to do is get rid of all of these points. So I click here, click there. Actually, I'm going to scroll over here, scroll up. Wait for it to respond. Good. So what I did is I clicked here, then I clicked on settings, and in the algebra menu popped up, and I said algebra descriptions, sort by object type. So I put it in order. Put the conic sections, semicircles together, all the points together, all the quadrilaterals together, and all the segments and vectors together. What I want to do with the conic sections is click on conic, so it will bring all the conics up, and I still want to show the object, but I want to unclick show label. Then with the points, I click on point. I don't want to show any of those objects or their labels, so I'm going to unclick both. This is where you wait. Keep waiting. And you should only really click it once and wait. Good. Show label just went away. Then I go to quadrilateral. I think I did everything with for quadrilateral already. Segments. Wait for it to change. Segments. I don't want to show the labels on any of those. I don't know why show object isn't clicked, but that is my bad. Then vectors, I don't care about the vectors. We can leave them on there because I'm not going to copy those anyways. So I think we are done. Let me exit out here so I can see it. Now what I want to do last is get rid of the axes, and also get rid of, make it blank right there, so you don't have to see any of the graph. Good. So with this, next I'm going to zoom in as large as I can. Then I am going to snip that. In a way that I get everything. Put it on a Word document, maybe like the last page. And enlarge it. So we see how many there are, and then you can make it look like whatever you make it look like. I'm not sure what this looks like, but that is how you do it.